Hi, welcome back to another video. Back here again with my this latest camera trap setup. I have to say it's the longest setup I've ever had out. I think it's been out for 3 months now. It was the first or second week of August I set it up. Not only has it been my longest setup, but for those of you who've watched my last couple of videos, you know it's been a very fortunate one for me as well. I got, the very first night I got a polecat visited. I got a nice couple of photos of that, and then a few weeks after that I got the pine marten, which I've been waiting 2 years to capture on the camera trap. So but I've been giving it a few more weeks. There's been very little activity going on apart from the odd badger. I've had a couple of nice pictures of the badgers, but it's gone very quiet now, and there's some beautiful autumn colours around. And I think finally, after 3 months of being in this one particular spot, it's time to seek pastures new. I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. Like I say, there's been very little activity going on. No foxes. I haven't seen a fox weeks. I really can't remember the last time I saw a fox in this area. The only thing I have been capturing once or twice on my trail camera is a mink, which I don't really want to be photographing mink. But anyway, I thought it's time to move this on. Time to have a look for somewhere else. I've had it set up at the base of this really old hawthorn tree for the last 3 months, and I've just returned today to find it's got some pretty worrying looking cracks in the roots. We've had an awful lot of rain and some high winds, and it's not looking too healthy, I'll be honest. It'll be a shame if it falls. It's been standing there for goodness knows how many years. It'll be a shame if it does go, but that's nature. That's how everything works. But thankfully it stayed upright while I was there. Had my camera trap set up on it, and it's rewarded me with some fabulous photographs. It was only later that evening, when I was reviewing the SD card on my computer at home, that I realised, whilst previewing them on the screen of my camera, I completely missed a visit the night before from the polecat again. To think it had been there on the very first night, and 3 months later it visited me on the very last night of the setup's quite amazing. I got the image in Photoshop. It was very dark because the main flash hadn't fired for some reason, but I managed to lift the image and salvage a shot from it. Right, I've decided to set up, even though I've had no foxes passing through for a while. I tried a speculative setup last time and it worked for me, so I'm going to try my luck again. Last year I tried to get a fox. My intention was to get a fox coming through a gap in the bracken here. There's a small path that the animals use up and down this bank here, and there's a nice bit of bracken, autumn bracken this time of year, and I managed to get the back end of a fox last year, and I think I got the back end of a badger, but I ended up moving the setup after a week to take advantage of the autumn colours a bit more. So I'm back trying to get that shot again from 12 months ago and see if we can get lucky and maybe a fox will pass through. What I have here, it's been here for a good few weeks now, is a dummy camera. It's just, you know, the tubs that you get your bird seed in, or your fat balls, and I've just strapped a flower pot to the front of it to sort of simulate a lens, and put some camouflage over it, and that's been here for about, must have been 3-4 weeks or more now, so that any animals passing through the area will hopefully get used to it being here. I won't see my camera trap as a threat when I switch them out. So only time will tell. We'll give it a try. You've got to try things, haven't you? So I'll get all the flashes set up, and then I'll run through my settings again with you, and we'll see what happens. Just bear with me. that's the settings. That's everything set up now. Camera settings, I'm using the same as the last setup. 1/60th of a second shutter speed, f9, ISO 500, and then I need to change the battery as well before I go. So that's the camera settings. It's exactly the same as what I had on the last setup. Right, just the last few bits of finishing touches to the camouflage. Trying not to let any of it obscure the lens. You also have to take into account the wind. If the wind gets up, sometimes it can blow stuff around. It's to hide it. It's to hide it as much from the animals as anything, especially if a fox comes by. They're pretty cute. Okay, I think that'll be okay. There's nothing obscuring the lens. Right, see how that goes. Right, there's the spot, my focus spot there. I can take that away now. I normally use that just so I can get my focus. Oops, flashes are going off. There's my sensor. If you can see it down there, camouflaged up. I'm hoping they're going to come down that little gap in the bracken. There's the camera. I got it set at 70mm. The zoom on the lens. 1/160th of a second, f9, ISO 500, and I got a flash, the main flash just up here. It's a little bit in line with the camera. I don't like putting the flash in line with the camera, but I'm a bit stuck for options here, so I'm gonna have to go with that. It's about 4.5 meters away from the subject. It's set at 1/8 plus 2/3 the power, and I've got that zoomed into 85mm, and I've also got a honeycomb grid on it. And the fill flash is just over here, and that's set at 1/32 plus 1/3 the power, and again at 85mm the zoom. I like to zoom the flashes into about 85mm, because you get nice little pools of light, little spotlights of light, rather than it lighting the whole area. So anyway, that's the setup. Time to go. It's starting to get dark. It always takes a lot longer than you think setting these camera traps up. There we are. Anyway, we'll leave it now till next week, over the weekend, and I'll come back next week and see if we've got anything. I'm not very optimistic, to be honest, but the good fortune I've had over the last few months, let's give it a go, eh? I'll see you soon. Ta-da.